Hey guys, CharrChan here, or just the same person. Sorry about the lighting. It's kind of late now. It's getting dark, but I just got this package from the depot. I missed the delivery, but I just got it, and I've been waiting months for this pre-order, and it's finally here. So I'm gonna open it. Here I have a big box, and I'm assuming that in here is Kaiba from the Puppet Parade line. I already unboxed Yugioh a while back on my channel, so if you want to see Yugioh's unboxing, there's that somewhere on my channel. But I got Kaiba, so let's open him. I'm gonna have to open him just to, make sure he's arrived intact. But my camera's gonna go flat, so that's kind of not great. I still have Nendoroids over there from an unboxing I just filmed, so ignore those. I just put a new blade in this scalpel, so it's nice and sharp. And we're not even in frame while I'm doing this, but that's okay. I'm in. Yokaiju does tend to send massive boxes. Oh, they've got a new sticker. This is a different sticker to what I got last time. This is the Yokaiju logo, so I'm not sponsored, by the way. Small channel, I don't get any sponsorships, but I have been using Yokaiju for my pre-orders recently, so that's cool. They seem nice. They send you little handwritten thank you notes with your name in Japanese, which is nice. And there's a lot of packing material. I'm trying to rush because my camera is going flat. Oh, here he is! Kaiba! Alright, I've charged my camera because it went flat. And now I can open Kaiba. Again, sorry for the yellow lighting, but whatever. We're here to open this figure, not complain about how the lighting is bad. So I pre-ordered Kaiba a couple of months ago. I got in the pre-order at the very last minute pretty much. And honestly, I wasn't sure if I was going to get him or not. At first I was like, I just want Yugi, but then I got Yugi and I was like, wow, I'm really impressed with this. So I decided I wanted to get Kaiba and the Dark Magician Girl as well. So Dark Magician Girl is pre-ordered, she's on her way, kind of like, I think she's on her way to my pre-order people, of Yokaiju people, and then she'll be posted to me. Anyway, Kaiba's here. I kind of thought they'd arrive together. Oh, I've got tape to slice. I probably only need to do one side, I don't need to slice both sides open. Whoa, oh, stiff blister packet. There we go, and he's open, yay! Okay, how am I opening him now? Right, so this is the base. The Puppet Parade bases that everyone seems to hate. I mean, I don't mind them that much. They're a bit ugly. The colour is fine, I guess. I guess the hexagon suits Kaiba, right? It kind of fits with Kaiba's aesthetics, but, the bases are a little bit underwhelming. I would have preferred like a flat circle kind of base to a hexagon. No one likes these. No one seems to like these. I don't mind them. Anyway, here's Kaiba himself. How am I getting all this plastic off? Okay, so that little baggie for his arm, and I think the rest of him is in one big bag. There we go. And he's free. Here he is. Are we in focus? I can't actually see the camera screen. And let me have a look at him. So I've given him a quick once-over, little look-see to see what the paint job is like, and he's okay. He's not quite as nice as the Yugi figure, I think, but, can't complain that much. He's got the old paint scuff here and there, more paint scuff and little imperfections than Yugi had. The seam lines are somewhat obvious in some places, but it's fine. He looks good, especially from a distance, so I mean, we're mostly going to be looking at him from somewhat of a distance, not terribly up close. His face is nice. I don't see any kind of paint defects on the face, but there's, you know, the odd little paint defect here and there. The Yugi figure was painted a lot more nicely than this one. There is quite an obvious seam along the top of his hair there. There's some rough kind of plastic trimming on his hands. I might go back and trim some of these little plastic gibbers myself. But I do like how like delicate the hands are. I do like the hand poses. And this is a very different pose for a Kaiba figure. A lot of Yu-Gi-Oh figures are very samey with their poses, I find. Except the Dark Magician girl. She's often got fun poses going on. But I think I can't really complain for any little defects because he is quite a detailed figure with this massive coat and all these little belt buckles and little dots. He is more detailed than the Yugi. I'll have some clips of them standing together at some point. Anyway, let's put him down for a second. Where am I gonna? Maybe I'll just put him on the base. Let's put him on the base. Which way round do you go? Other way round. So, sometimes you do have to wiggle the legs into the holes, and Kaiba's no exception, but that's fine, to be expected. There we go, he went in easily. And he has one little thing that needs to be added, which is his cards. Yugi comes well, he doesn't come holding one card, you have to make him hold the card himself, but Yugi comes with one card, whereas Kaiba comes with 3. So the cards are maybe not as detailed as I would have liked. The back of these, only one of them has any kind of detailing on them, and same for the front. Like, yes, they are all painted, but only one of them has the dot, whereas I think these two could maybe do with a hint of the little circle oval thingy thing, but you know, it's fine. Besides, I think his fingers are going to cover most of that, so let's have a look. These are very thin and delicate. I feel like Yugi's card is a bit more thick. So these just kind of slot into his hand somehow. How do these slot in? How does this work? Normally they come with instructions. Let's look at his instructions. It might give me a bit of a hint. Update, he has no instructions. Oh well, I'll be fine. I'm sure I can figure this out. He really does not want to hold his cards. I think, well, they're in there, but he's not holding them properly. That's not quite how they're meant to look, I don't think. But they're in there. I think maybe my figure might be slightly off with the hand. Maybe, I'm not sure. I'll have a look and see what other people's figures are like. I'm not sure what's happened with his hand in holding the cards, so like if I pull these out you can see the gap between his fingers. How is he meant to hold his cards? I managed to wedge them in there somehow, but yeah. Oh, maybe like that. Maybe more. Yeah, there we go. That might be a little bit better. It still doesn't look right. That don't look right. But they're in there. They're in there. Overall, I'm pretty happy with him. I mean, maybe the quality isn't quite as nice as the Yugi, but overall, pretty okay, I guess. I'm happy I got him. I am happy that I got him. I do wish that maybe some areas were a little bit nicer quality, but you know, I can't complain too much. He wasn't terribly expensive. I didn't have any import fees or postage to pay. Over the past few months, I have been collecting more anime figures, so I have 3 more prize figures that I can kind of compare this to, so I will go and get those, and then we'll have a little look-see and see what the quality difference is. Okay, so it's the next day, and I've had time to think about my Kaiba here, and I've come to the conclusion that I got what I paid for. At first, I was quite disappointed. I mean, I wasn't sad, I was still happy with my purchase, but I was quite disappointed in the quality. But I have done some thinking, and I've come to the conclusion that this is exactly the quality that I've paid for. So to tell you why I've come to that conclusion, let me tell you about Yugi first. So Yugi here is practically flawless. He is so good. exactly the kind of quality I expected. But Yugi has a lot less going on with him. He has, a black shirt, some blue trousers, and I counted the individual cast parts of each figure, which means how many parts had to be cast in plastic and glued together. Yugi came to 20 or 21, I wasn't sure if the legs were cast as one solid piece or two separate legs. So Yugi's got many less pieces than Kaiba here, who had, I believe, 37 pieces. 37 for this plastic boy. If you are curious about where all the individual pieces are, we've got these arms here, these are 7 pieces each. Each of these little blue belts is a separate piece, which means that each black piece in between there is also a separate piece, and this silver bit is another separate piece, I believe. Ooh! And then of course the hand is its own separate piece as well. The hair seam line I originally thought was very rough, and it's quite rough, but due to the fact that there are so many pieces on this figure, I mean, what's the coat? I think the coat is also 6 pieces, because they've added seam lines here. So, I can forgive the rough seam lines here and there, because there are 37 pieces, if I've counted correctly, that had to be assembled or made. The cards are a separate piece to his hand, so yeah. Anyway, that's a lot of pieces. That is so many pieces that had to be made and assembled and painted. So I can understand why there seems to be a perceived quality drop between this and this. But due to the amount of work that had to go into making and assembling and painting Kaiba, there are a lot more things to do with Kaiba than there are Yugi, and that is why the Kaiba quality is a little bit lackluster. But if you just saw Kaiba by himself and you weren't paying attention to the seam lines, he does look really good. He looks very good. I could sit here and nitpick about all the little obvious seam lines and little paint defects and rough plastic. There's some rough plastic. But I don't want to now that I've thought about it, because, they've got workers to pay and they've got things to make for the same price. They had to drop the quality of Kaiba to match the price of Yugi, and that's how I see it anyway. So, was the Kaiba worth it? Yeah, I think it was. And I'm very happy with it. I do have some prize figures next to me that I was going to show you that the quality of this Kaiba was kind of matching up with the quality of a prize figure, but honestly, there's probably not that many pieces in these prize figures, so the quality of Kaiba, while it may be, lackluster in many places, is not comparable to that of a prize figure due to the fact that this has many less pieces than Kaiba. Let me count how many pieces some of these prize figures. I've got 3 prize figures here. I've got Yugi, Miku, and Gin. Let me count how many pieces they all have. Alright, Gin has 21 pieces, I believe, but he also has less paint, which means, they've got more time to spend on things like hiding seam lines and paint jobs, but there's not much paint. So stood next to Kaiba, he kind of looks about the same quality, which is kind of weird, but you have to understand that Kaiba has more pieces. Miku here has 19 pieces, if I've counted correctly, so many less pieces than 37 pieces Kaiba over there. And this Yugi here has 16 pieces if you count the card. So 16 pieces, just a few less than this Yugi here. So once again, the quality is not comparable to that of 37 pieces Kaiba here, if I've counted correctly. So my initial disappointment has been quelled, and I am very happy with my purchase. I completely understand that the quality of the paint job and the seam lines being quite obvious in some places, most places, is understandable to keep the price the same as the other Pop-Up Parades in the line. It can be disappointing when you've had such high expectations for a figure. I mean, Yugi set my expectations so high, he was perfect, that when I got Kaiba, I was like, oh, he's gonna be so good, this figure's gonna be amazing. And, my initial reaction was, oh, he he has a lot of things going on with him that aren't quite so good as Yugi, but I understand that there are so many pieces that needed to be cast and assembled and painted. 37 pieces, that's a lot. Although keep in mind, I don't know a lot about, figure manufacturing. However, he does look really good from afar. Just, don't get a magnifying glass and nitpick every single detail about him, and it's fine. It is worth what I paid for it. If you're curious, I'm pretty sure I mentioned that I paid £36 for him, so about an average kind of price for a pop-up parade here in the UK. I'm very happy with the pose. It's very unique for a Yu-Gi-Oh figure. A lot of Yu-Gi-Oh figures are very samey with their poses. So I love the pose, I love the sculpt. The paint job on his face, well, there's not much to paint on his face, but the paint job on his face, where there is paint, is good. There's nothing wrong with that. And I think that's one of the most important parts of a figure, is making sure that the face looks good. If a face looks off, that's when it starts looking a bit strange and bootleggy, but this does not look like a bootleg. I'm not sure what Dark Magician Girl is going to be like when she arrives, because I do have Pop-Up Parade Dark Magician Girl on the way, but I'll do an unboxing when she gets here. And then I'll be able to stand the three of them together and tell you how many individually cast pieces the Dark Magician Girl has. Well, I could sit here and ramble on about these figures all day, but you probably don't want to listen to me ramble on for too much longer, so I'm gonna head off, because I got things to do in the day anyway. So, thank you so much for watching. Please do not hit the like button, as that probably hurts, it's not very nice, so maybe shake his hand instead. With that being said, I hope to see you in the next one, and bye!